Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my player ratings for Manchester United's 3-2 win against Omonia Nicosia in the Europa League group stage. So yeah, we'll start with David De Gea. Going to give him a 6 out of 10. He conceded 2 goals in the game. I think he did make like a couple of saves as well. Moving on to Diego Dalot, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. He had some good moments in the game. He was in Omonia Nicosia's box a lot. I thought he put a better performance out than he did against Man City last weekend. Dalot's obviously played in every game this season. He is our first choice right back. So there's no way back for Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka didn't travel anywhere. Moving on to Victor Lindelof. I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. I thought he was quite poor. Lost the ball to one of Omonia Nicosia's goals. And he was caught out of position a couple of times. Obviously, Lindelof came in for Raphael Varane because Raphael Varane picked up an injury in the 6-3 defeat to Man City. Hopefully, Varane's going to be back for the game against Everton on Sunday. Moving on to Lisandro Martinez. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I thought he had some good moments in the game where he looked quite good on the ball, brought the ball out well from the back at times, looked composed. Martinez, by the way, did receive a yellow card in the game yesterday. Martinez, I thought, was one of our best players in the defeat to Manchester City. Martinez has made an impact since he's come in. But he looks much better alongside Varane than he does alongside Victor Lindelof. Moving on to Tyrell Malacia. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. I thought he enjoyed a pretty poor game. I thought Malacia was quite poor against Man City. But there again, he's had good games this season. Malacia is Man United's first choice left back. So there's no way back now for Luke Shaw. There again, Luke Shaw did come on in the game. He came on in the game against Manchester City. Moving on to Christian Eriksen. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. He weren't great. I thought his passing was actually quite good in the game though, to Eriksen's credit. Eriksen, of course, played against Man City last weekend. Weren't that good in that game, but he did provide an assist in that game. Moving on to Casemiro. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. He weren't that good either. I told you, Casemiro, since he became a Man United player, seemed to make impacts from the bench, but when he started, he hasn't been that consistent. Casemiro came on against City last weekend. He obviously started in the 1-0 defeat to Real Sociedad. He weren't that good in that game. Casemiro is in line to make his first Premier League start against Everton on Sunday. Moving on to Bruno Fernandes. He's going to get a 5 out of 10. He weren't that good. I do recall Bruno Fernandes having a chance where he did hit the crossbar. I told you we can't seem to get the best out of Fernandes when, he's playing with Ronaldo. But when Ronaldo's not playing, most of the time we seem to get the best out of Bruno Fernandes. Anthony, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. You know, he weren't that good. We ain't got us €100 million worth yet. You know, Man United paid €100 million for Anthony. That equates to around 86 million in pounds sterling. Anthony's Man United's second most expensive signing ever. And he's the fourth most expensive signing in Premier League history. Anthony played against City. To his credit, he scored a stunning goal against City, but up until that goal, he did nothing. He was very, very quiet. And Anthony scored on his debut in the 3-1 win against Arsenal. Jadon Sancho, 4 out of 10. You know, I thought he endured a very poor game. It's a shame, really, because Sancho's had good games this season. He scored, 3 goals this season. He scored in the 1-0 away win at Leicester. He scored in the 2-1 home win against Liverpool. And he scored in the 2-0 win against FC Sheriff. So hopefully Sancho can regain his form at some point. And Cristiano Ronaldo, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Ronaldo did provide an assist in the game, but Ronaldo squandered several chances. He had one chance where the Omonia Nicosia keeper had saved it, and then he missed 2 sitters. There was one chance where he missed an open net. I think he did hit the post as well. We knew Ronaldo was going to be starting this game against Omonia Nicosia because he played no part in the 6-3 defeat to Man City. He was left on the bench, and Erik ten Hag explained why. So Ronaldo, you know, yesterday was very close to getting his 700th career goal. At the moment, he's on 699 goals. He got his 699th goal in the 2-0 win against FC Sheriff. Ronaldo can leave Man United in January. Erik ten Hag will not stand in his way, but when Erik ten Hag first took over Man United, he wanted Ronaldo to stay. Ronaldo's unhappy and not playing regularly. Man United yesterday brought substitutions on in the game. Of course, Marcus Rashford came on, made an instant impact. You know, got 2 goals. So yeah, reflecting on that, I'll give Rashford a 7 out of 10. Rashford also provided an assist in the game. Good performance by Rashford when he came on. Made up for that bad performance he put out against Manchester City last weekend. Not so long ago, Rashford got named the Premier League Player of the Month for September. Rashford, you know, this season provided quite a few assists, scored quite a few goals. Don't forget Rashford scored twice in the 3-1 win against Arsenal at Old Trafford. He scored in the 2-1 home win against Liverpool at Old Trafford. He's, you know, having a good season. Much better than last season, let's put it that way. And he come back from injury not so long ago. We saw Anthony Martial come on in the game, and he made an instant impact because he got a goal. Martial also came off the bench and got 2 goals in the 6-3 defeat to Man City. So he deserves credit, does Martial. Martial come back from injury not so long ago. Missed quite a lot of games this season through injuries. But yeah, got to give Erik ten Hag credit for them substitutions he made yesterday. You know, Rashford coming on, like I said, getting 2 goals and bringing Martial on and him getting a goal as well. Man United also brought other subs on in the game. We saw Luke Shaw come on, just give him a 6 out of 10. I think he did receive a yellow card. Fred, he came on in the game as well. I knew Fred wasn't going to start this game because Fred's no longer one of our first choice centre midfielders following the arrivals of Casemiro and Christian Eriksen. And Scott McTominay came on in the game as well, and I'll give him a 5 out of 10. So, yeah, that is your player ratings for Manchester United's 3-2 win against Omonia Nicosia. Of course, Manchester United did go 1-0 down in the game, so Man United had to come from behind. Erik ten Hag said after the game that Man United are not that good, because it wasn't the best of performances by Manchester United, but it all changed when Rashford and Martial came on. But, you know, it is now 2 wins out of 3 in the Europa League group stage for Man United. You know, beat Omonia Nicosia yesterday 3-2, won away FC Sheriff 2-0, and Man United lost their opening game against Real Sociedad 1-0. That's a game we should have never lost. We got robbed because Lisandro Martinez got controversially penalised for the handball, and it was never a handball. But yeah, I'm convinced Man United are going to get to the knockout stages of the Europa League. Like I said, there was about 4 players or 5 players missing yesterday. There was no Maguire, because Gareth Southgate confirmed not so long ago that he picked up a hamstring injury. Maguire probably wouldn't have started anyway, because, you know, he's no longer one of our first choice centre-halves following the arrival of Martinez. Carragher said Maguire cannot save his Man United career. I reckon Maguire's going next year. There was no Brandon Williams. He's been out injured for a while, but he doesn't get in the team anyway. Last season, he was out on loan with Norwich City. Van der Beek's obviously been out of an knock, so he played no part. If he'd have been fit, maybe he would have played, Van der Beek. And there was no Varane, like I mentioned, whilst I were doing the player ratings, because he picked up an injury against Man City. But, you know, Erik ten Hag, like I updated you not so long ago, he called Man United to learn from the Derby Day thrashing, and he thanked Pep Guardiola and Manchester City for beating his team. So what ten Hag was saying, you know, it was a reality check for Man United, and obviously he wanted a response against Omonia Nicosia. Wasn't the best of performances, but Man United still got the win. But credit to Omonia Nicosia, you know, they give Man United a very good game. They are from Cyprus. I think they're like 4th in their league. They was coming into the game on the back of a 2-0 victory. Omonia Nicosia's manager is Neil Lennon. Neil Lennon got appointed in as the Omonia Nicosia manager in March this year. And when he officially got appointed in, he signed a 2-year deal. Like I said before, Neil Lennon managed Bolton and Hibernian, and he enjoyed 2 spells with Celtic. So there you go. On my next video, I will be giving you the preview for the Everton-Manchester United game. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you. Drop your comments, likes on the channel if you do. Consider subscribe as always. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.